evening and many thanks for choosing KUTV News at 9 to inform you tonight on the 18th day of June. Much has been happening across the country and we have it all in this broadcast. Here are the highlights. LSK condemns police brutality, threatens legal action against IG Kemuma and CS Murkomen over protest killings. Earlier feared dead Boniface Kariuki is alive and recovering after surgery to remove a bullet from his head. 2 police officers arrested over protest shooting as the National Police Service responds to growing public outcry. And university student leaders announced June 25th protest decrying systemic exclusion of youth from governance.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Remember to engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. We'll begin. A report from Kenyatta National Hospital has confirmed that Boniface Kariuki Mwangi, a street vendor selling face masks who was shot by police officers in Nairobi during the protest demanding justice for the murder of Albert Ojwang, is alive. The report added that over 16 other cases of casualties were reported at the hospital following yesterday's demonstrations.
Kenyatta National Hospital has now confirmed that Boniface Kariuki Mwangi, the young street vendor who was shot by police during June 17th protest, is still alive. According to the hospital, Boniface was brought in at 3:16 p.m. in critical condition after sustaining a gunshot wound. The report further revealed, and I quote, "The surgical procedure lasted for 2 hours and the bullet was successfully removed. Kariuki was transferred to the intensive care unit where he remains on mechanical ventilation. Though his condition is still critical, he is alive and under close 24-hour observation by our team of doctors." End of quote. The report also noted that the National Hospital received a total of 16 casualties, and I quote, 7 patients were admitted for further treatment and care, 9 were treated and discharged, 2 have undergone surgery, and 4 are scheduled for surgical procedures today. End of quote. Speaking at Kenyatta National Hospital, Boniface's father, John Kariuki, expressed his sorrow over what befell his son and demanded legal action against those responsible.
Sema nimemlea kwa shida sana, lakini sasa niko na huzuni kulingana na sasa mahali yako, lakini si mbaya sana. Tutaomba bado atakuwa poa. Ningeomba hao askari wanafanya hiyo mambo wakome juu wanapiga mtu wa innocent, mtu ana maneno tunajitafutia. Ningeomba wakifanya kazi kwa njia mzuri inaweza kuwa.
Edward Kagia, who was vending with Boniface Mwangi, narrated how police officers attacked and shot Boniface Mwangi after even he raised his hands in surrender.
Alikuwa anauzia mask pale Imenti. Fortunately askari akakuja akaanza walinitia gas canisters ndio zilikuwa zinalia, so akiuza mask pale askari akamkujia akampiga makofi. After that akainua mikono. Baada ya kuinua mkono ndio askari aliweza kumshoot na akaweza kuanguka.
Nevertheless, calls for justice continue to be made by human rights activists across the nation, with demands for stern legal action against police officers who use excessive force against protesters. Stephen Marshall, KUTV, Nairobi.
The Law Society of Kenya, LSK, led by its president Faith Odhiambo, has strongly condemned the recent acts of police brutality by police, the latest being on the June of 18th, where a mask vendor was shot by a police officer at close range. Addressing the media today, LSK criticized law enforcement for escalating violence against peaceful demonstrators and vowed to take legal action against top police officials.
During the press briefing, the Law Society of Kenya decried the gruesome killing of a man shot at a close range during the 18th June protest that was seeking justice for the death of ex-blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang, who died in police custody. Led by LSK chairperson Faith Odhiambo, the society accused law enforcement officers of not only brutality but also theft of valuables during the demonstrations. This follows the state of anarchy witnessed in Nairobi's central business district after a group of goons allegedly infiltrated peaceful protest, causing chaos by looting and beating up innocent persons.
We are exasperated by video showing an attack by a criminal gang on an advocate of the High Court of Kenya who was on his way to meet with a client, Mr. Ken Ochieng, who confirmed that he witnessed the crowd of goons who descended on him being dropped off along Koinange Street by a police Land Cruiser escorted by several boda bodas carrying multiple armed pillion passengers.
Calling upon the National Police Service and the Independent Policing Oversight Authority to launch immediate investigations into the action of law enforcement officers during the demonstrations. LSK chairperson also assured the public that lawyers have been dispatched nationwide to assist peaceful protesters and provide legal aid to those arrested.
Sadly, those whom the people of Kenya have entrusted to protect their lives and property are at the heart of undermining the safety and security of Kenya. Against the backdrop of recent acts of disproportionate violence perpetrated by the police over the recent months, amid runway crimes against peaceful protesters and onlookers alike, discloses a worrying trend of our National Police Service.
She also announced LSK's intention to file legal proceedings against Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja and Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, citing negligence and irresponsibility in their leadership roles. As protests continue to unfold, the Law Society of Kenya has reiterated its commitment to justice, freedom of expression, and adherence to the rule of law, emphasizing that no individual or institution is above accountability. Ismail Hassan, KUTV.
Now, the judiciary spokesman, Honorable Paul Ndamo, has reaffirmed the judiciary's dedication to upholding justice and protecting citizen rights and safety. He clarified that judges have no jurisdiction over ongoing protests and urged Kenyans to comprehend the legal framework that governs such matters. In his statement, Honorable Ndamo extended heartfelt condolences to the family of the late Albert Ojwang, a casualty of the recent violent protest. He also conveyed wishes for a speedy recovery to those injured during the unrest. The UK in Kenya has also joined public calls for justice and accountability, underlining the international community's concerns over the recent incidents. Now, the government has called for calm and unity in the wake of recent clashes between police and civilians. Through a press release by government spokesman Isaac Mwaura, the government has condemned violence from all parties and emphasized the importance of responsibly exercising the constitutional rights and of peaceful assembly. Mwaura assured the public that a full investigation into the alleged shooting of a civilian by police is underway, led by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA. The government also warned against unlawful behavior and political exploitation of the incident. Border operators in Narok have spoken out against the violence and looting during the protests in Nairobi, emphasizing that their sector remains peaceful. They are calling on their peers nationwide to maintain discipline and have urged sector leaders to hold accountable those involved in the chaos. Boda riders from Narok have united in denouncing the violence linked to some of their colleagues during the recent protests in Nairobi. Paul, a boda rider in Narok, emphasized that the sector is well organized and peaceful, expressing his shock as to why some riders were involved in the previous day's protest in Nairobi. He urged all boda operators to adhere to the law and set a positive example for other business owners.
Omba tu ni serikali, watu wache kutumiwa na serikali sana vibaya. Saa zingine unakuta watu wanaenda wanauliwa. Kama hiyo usanga jana, watu wengi waliumia, wengine wakapoteza moyo. Sasa sisi tunabaki tukua tukiwachangia na hakuna mwenye anakuja kusaidia kuwachangia. Naomba hiyo mambo tuliona jana haikunifurahisha hata kidogo. Chairman wa national, kama unaweza sikia na usikie mahali huko, ongelesha watu wa bike na wasikize tu, tuite mkutano tuongee tuelewane. Kuliko hiyo mambo yenye inafanyika sio mzuri hata kidogo. Na nyinyi watu wa bodaboda wenye wananisikia na wenye wananiona, mkae mkijua, msitumike sana. Juu sisi ndio tunatupa maisha yetu, unaacha watoto wako na shida.
Emmanuel, another boda rider, echoed Paul's sentiment, stating that the boda sector should not be used to fuel unrest in the country. The riders claim that some criminals have infiltrated the boda sector to engage in theft and intimidate innocent Kenyans, hence ruining its reputation.
Mimi naitwa Emmanuel Kid, mkaaji wa Narok, mtu wa boda. Sisi kawa na boda wala tuache kutumika. Kuna wenye wanalelea hapa hivi watoto, tunalipia hapa marent, manini. Alafu sasa tunatumika, jina yetu tunatumika vibaya. Tuacheni kukua hivyo. Kwenu tukaa wazalendo wa Kenya. Tufanyeni kazi, tuacheni kawe ni muizi kuwa muizi. Hata kuwa mwana boda na yeye ni muizi. Kani kuwanyonga, wanyonge kabisa, lakini waache kuwanyonga na jina yetu. Tumia jina yako kuwanyonga.
Jina naitwa Geoffrey Orora. Ni mkazi wa Narok. Kama mwana boda. Kwa ile kitendo niliona jana Nairobi, hikunifurahisha kama mwana boda. Juu niliona wana boda tunatumika vibaya sana. Juu mwana boda hawezi enda kubora mtu, lakini niliona jana watu wakibora watu wanatumia boda. Mimi kama mkazi wa Narok, hiyo kitendo nimekemea sana. Na tunataka kujua huyu chairman wetu achue hizo mapigipigi zote zilikuwa kwa hiyo mkutano wa jana. Zilikuwa zinapora watu. Sijulikane. Na teki hatua ya kuchukulia hatua kabisa. Sijulikane, sikamatwe. Na hivi viongozi wanatumia wanaboda, waache kutumia wanaboda.
The riders have appealed to their national leaders to safeguard the integrity of the boda sector and ensure that it is not exploited for criminal or political agendas. This is even as they demand strict action against those who participated in the Tuesday protests in Nairobi. The National Police Service has issued 2 statements making clarification on videos questioning the integrity and accountability of police officers during the gun-infiltrated Nairobi protests that sought justice for the late Albert Ojwang. In the first one, the police clarified that a viral video showing an officer holding laptops was taken after officers recovered stolen goods during the recent protest in Nairobi. The laptops, now held at Central Police Station as exhibits, were seized from a suspect who was arrested. Meanwhile, the National Police Service has also confirmed the arrest and interdiction of 2 officers, Constable Clinzy Barasa Masinde and Duncan Kiprono, following the shooting of an unarmed civilian, Boniface Mwangi Kariuki. The victim is currently in critical condition after undergoing successful surgery at the Kenya National Hospital. Let's take a short commercial break and then we'll be back to other counties and get more stories from the rest of the country.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
seeing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Kemuma James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
We should just make schools integrated,
Inclusive setups.
by providing the right facilities.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
We are back on X. You can engage with us at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Munari. Let's continue. Now, Siaya County is set to benefit from 2 major projects worth 1 billion shillings, spearheaded by the Kenya Defence Force. Governor James Orengo announced that the national government will fund the construction of a modern 500-bed hospital complex and upgrade the Jaramogi Odinga Stadium into a 20,000-seater facility. The hospital will feature advanced medical services, including an emergency center, an oncology ward, and a mother and child unit. Meanwhile, the stadium upgrade aims to accommodate the region's growing sports activity, with the Football Kenya Federation and Athletics Kenya expressing interest.
No, you are having here is a dream come true. When we had the Pinluo Festival, which was graced with the presence of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, together with the President of the Republic of Uganda, we did request assistance in the completion of the stadium, particularly the canopies, right there on that day, he did give a promise that they will undertake, the national government will undertake construction and completion of the works that were requested to be done.
Now, university student leaders in Kenya have announced nationwide demonstrations scheduled for the June 25th. The leaders have cited frustration over the exclusion from government leadership positions despite their educational qualification and leadership capabilities.
Led by the president of Kenyatta University Student Organization, Glenn Karani, university student leaders came together in strong opposition of the continuous narrative of being used and abused by the political elite during elections, only to sideline them afterward. With their academic qualifications, they claim that they are capable of holding key government positions in government and sit on decision-making tables.
For the young people, you can see we are around half of the voters in the country. If we are given 50% of the cabinet, we can deliver more. Yes, you will not see these issues of somebody is killed, you are given that docket of Ministry of Interior. We can deliver better.
Muranga University student leader Wanjohi Njoroge expressed the collective anger of young Kenyans over unfulfilled promises, demanding to be part of decision-making processes in the country. He condemned ongoing injustices, including cases of police brutality during youth-led protests for accountability and inclusivity.
Na nafasi za kazi ni part of the rasilimali za nchi. Kwa hivyo tungesema na tungeomba katika nyadhifa zile ziko pale juu kabisa ambazo tunaziita ile meza kubwa tuwe na vijana wengi.
The leaders also condemned the recent killing of Albert Ojwang in police custody, calling it an affront to democracy. They demanded the immediate resignation of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, citing his alleged role in perpetuating police brutality.
As our young man is busy sleeping in the freeze, I want to tell the president this one. The DIG should resign, not step aside. We want him to take the big fish and leave alone the small men who are just given instruction to do things. And this one must just come to him. We are giving him 24 hours to resign, not even step aside, resign.
The youth leaders are now urging the government to fulfill its inclusivity pledge, warning that their demonstrations will intensify until the demands for equitable representation in leadership are met. Paulette Akoth, KUTV, Nairobi.
Now, those calls by students were also along with the call for justice for Philip Okech, a Kenyatta University student who was shot during yesterday's protest. Philip Okech was shot on the neck, and we do wish him a quick recovery. Digital twins, virtual replicas of real-world environments, are quickly becoming a tool of the future, helping cities make smarter, faster decisions. At Kenyatta University, students gathered for a session on the modern GIS workflow and practical solutions, a quiet but important conversation on how spatial technology can support Kenya's development. The discussion, led by experts from ESRI, underscored the growing role of spatial data in the planning of health and disaster management, and hinted at opportunities available for young professionals ready to embrace GIS as part of Kenya's digital shift.
A while ago, 15 years ago, who developed digital twins? My building is not just the model that I look at, and I said, okay, we consult it. It's actually more than that, because I can see in real time what's going on.
Now, First Lady Rachel Ruto represented Kenya at the 7th edition of the Mark Foundation First Ladies Initiative FLI Summit in Dubai, UAE. The summit, attended by 14 First Ladies from Africa and Asia, along with the Mark Foundation beneficiaries, development partners, and media representatives, provided a unique collaborative platform discussion centered on enhancing access to quality healthcare and promoting girl-child education, reaffirming the commitment of First Ladies to champion developmental goals that foster health, equity, and gender empowerment.
This remarkable platform inspires collaboration, action, and real impact across our beloved continent and beyond. I believe as First Ladies, it is our responsibility to establish and build strong, long-term partnerships with organizations like the Mark Foundation that can help us to embrace access to quality and equitable healthcare solutions and support girl-child education for our communities. The Mark Foundation's education program, Educating Linda, currently supports 47 underprivileged yet high-performing Kenyan schoolgirls by offering full scholarships from secondary school until they graduate from college. I believe every girl in Kenya and across Africa deserves the opportunity to pursue her dreams.
There is increasing advocacy to enshrine regional economic blocks into law. a move aimed at solidifying their foundation and enabling them to attract sustainable funding. This is according to Nyandarua Governor Dr. Moses Badilisha, who says the groups like the Central Region Economic Bloc have demonstrated significant potential in fostering inter-county collaboration, yet their lack of legal support raises concerns about their longevity and ability to secure investor confidence.
The new Partnership for Africa Development, Nyandarua Governor Dr. Moses Badilisha highlighted the urgent need to provide legal backing for regional economic blocs. He noted that formalizing these identities would ensure their credibility, streamline operations, and attract long-term investments.
Tumekuwa tukiuliza ziwe anchored in law. That is the time they can succeed. Because zikiwa anchored in law, they will be funded, and also you will not be accused of spending money in the blocks.
Governor Badilisha further emphasized that a legal framework could enhance investor and donor confidence, offering the guarantees necessary to secure resources for transformative development.
Like I remember the Central Region block where I'm the secretary, we had agreed very well that kila county itakibia na jambo moja. Like we were to pick tourism. Nyeri was to do coffee.
NEPAD official Hassan Bashir has assured counties of their commitment to strengthening the skills and capacity of regional blocs to align with Africa's Agenda 2036, which is focused on inclusive and sustainable development.
My name is James Masila, I'm a technical officer.
Legalizing regional economic blocs is viewed as a critical step towards fostering inter-county collaboration, unlocking investment potential, and aligning with continental development goals. Advocates stress that such a move will set a strong foundation for enduring economic progress and improved quality of life for the people. Patricia Alex, for KUTV.
Now, the national men's rugby 15s team Kemuma has received a major boost after the return of Nakuru RFC's Kristant Ojwang following a long injury sustained during the opening leg of HSBC World Rugby 7 Series in Dubai. Ojwang will co-captain the Kemuma's side alongside Strathmore Leo's George Oro in the Rugby Africa Men's Sevens Cup slated for the 21st to the 22nd of June 2025 in Mauritius. Morans will face neighbors Uganda, Ivory Coast, and Ghana in Pool A, while South Africa, Burkina Faso, Zambia, and Nigeria will face off with Pool B with Madagascar, Zimbabwe, Tunisia, and host Mauritius completing the lineup in Pool C. Well, that is all the time we had for you tonight here on KUTV's News at 9. I do trust you have been well informed. My name is Yvonne Kemuma, and on behalf of the rest of the team that facilitated this particular production, have a blessed night. Until next time, stay safe.